Hello, hello, hello. How you? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Keith?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm excited.
Oh, listen,
man,
tonight should be fun, and hopefully, I can give some people some good advice so they can find a bae for tomorrow or even next week. Okay.
Okay. Because we single out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Well, some people are. If you boot up, I'm so happy. We praying for y'all success.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Some people are in relationships, but others are single and they're like, hey, how do I find somebody? So if they got questions, I'm here to answer them and have a little dialogue.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And, again, y'all, if y'all single, put a 1 in the comments. If you boot up and you coupled up, put a 2 in the comments so we know who we talking to tonight, okay?
Now, Keith, are we bringing people on or is it just going to be the two of us? Okay.
It's just two of us. Just two of us tonight. Okay, but if you want to answer, if you have a question, just put it in the question box. And, we'll try to get to it. But I got some questions on my own I definitely want to get through. I first want to give a shout out to our sponsor tonight, MISTR. They have been so welcoming and so reassuring for us. Believe it or not, this is one of our very first live events that we really kind of spearheaded. And so they just embraced us so well and just gave us the love. So please, MISTR provides free online prep. It's prescribed online and delivered right to your door. It's free wherever you have insurance or not. It's 100% free, and MISTR has you covered. So you sign up online, you will complete a video consultation with the doctor, submit an at-home STI testing kit, and that's it. Prep will be delivered to your door, and it'll be automatically renewed each month. And again, it's free, it's discreet. We got the pinned comment down there, so please show them some love, gays. They helping out the community, staying safe. They showed us love, and that's one thing that we need. We need people supporting the brand because that's how we get ahead. That's how we get further the culture. And I just really, really appreciate them. So thank you, MISTR, for presenting this event. All right, so let's get into some things. So there's so much I feel like we can unpack tonight, honestly, Mr. White. I really do. I feel like, there's so many directions we can come in. But I want to start off with the basics, right? Let's kind of get into, I call it the art of being a guy. You get what I'm saying? Because especially as a Black gay man, you know what I'm saying? I tell my girlfriends this all the time, like, y'all got it so easy. Like, girls be so scared to approach a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want to go up to nobody, and they're like, oh, you need to approach me. But I'm like, guys are very approachable, honestly, and it will be a lot more easier for a woman to approach a guy. So I feel like with guys, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many layers to it. You know, you kind of get what I mean by that? Like, you can't, it's like you can't, I feel like what happened to the fantasy of like maybe meeting your guy at the grocery store? You know what I'm saying? You can't just be out and about living your everyday life. Not everyone is visibly gay. You get what I'm saying? So you can't necessarily tell if someone is gay or if they get down, you know how they go. And so there's so many things you got to do. So I guess my first question would be, what do you feel about, approaching a guy? What would be the best way to approach a guy?
I'll say, Keith, great question. And you can call me Lamont. Calling me Mr. White makes me feel old. Okay?
Oh, don't feel white. I'm sorry. I'm so southern. My bad.
Lamont is fine.
All right, Lamont. I got you, Lamont.
So, yeah, I think so heterosexual women, they probably might disagree with you because they have been taught if they approach a guy, then they're like overly aggressive or they're desperate, right? Gay men, we do the same thing sometimes. What we literally do, Keith, and people in the comment section will agree, is we will steer him down, like literally look him head to toe, up and down, look at him, and then walk away. And it's like, sir, why did you not just say hello? And I love that you talked about the fantasy of meeting somebody in the grocery store. And it is possible for gay men to do that. There's an art to it. There's a science to it, okay? It is a skill to it, and it's literally all about looking at the guy at the grocery store in his eyes and giving him a compliment and then asking him a question while smiling. You see how we just did all that? Like, you have to approach the guy. You have to look him in his eye. You have to be like, oh, I love that hoodie you have on. Tell me about the brand you get. Like, tell me about it. That is sparking up a conversation in the produce section.
True, true. You know, but
come on, I'm here
for
it. I am here for it.
Right? So if you out and you approach a guy, first, you know, that whole thing, if you finally muster up the strength to go do it, right? And you say, what's up? I feel like, for me, I feel like I feel like I mean mug a lot, only because there's this feeling of, I don't want you, the negative reaction. You get what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people are afraid of the negative reaction, you know, and I feel like there's this weird feeling that you get when you're looking at a guy in the eyes, and you're like, does he really get down, or is he looking at me like, nigga, what you looking at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what we are easily, you know, thought of the reaction is going to be. You know, I've had those type of reactions, just, I'm not even looking at a dude, you know, it just happens. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, how do you get over that fear? How do people try to approach that? Is you just like, look, just fuck it, or just,
so what you're talking about, Keith, is the fear of rejection. That the guy, one, is going to be like, I'm not interested in you. Two, and this is serious for gay men, is that he's straight and he don't want no gay man hitting on him. Right? Yeah. My method works in Jackson, Mississippi, just as it works in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? It is okay for a guy to give another guy a compliment and ask him a question. If he's gay or interested in you, he is going to keep the conversation going. He's going to look you back in your eyes and be like, oh, I got this hoodie from here, X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you about it. He's going to keep that going. If he's straight or married, well, the married guys might try to holler, but
let's hope
the married men might try the DL ones. But if he's comfortable in his sexual orientation, he is going to go back and forth. Straight guys are going to be like, thanks, bruh, I'm good, and keep it moving.
Right. I do feel that. Okay, let's switch areas, right? The grocery store, I feel like, is a chill place. You know what I'm saying? It's chill. You know, you probably can more so get them alone in the aisle or whatever and all of that, right?
Yeah.
But let's say we at the gym. You know what I'm saying? And my personal preference, I actually wouldn't want to meet a guy in the gym, honestly. And I'm going to just keep it 100% real. At least for me, I feel like if a guy approached me in the gym, I kind of feel like, how many other dudes you approaching in the gym? You get what I'm saying? You know, that whole thing. And I'm not saying that's bad. You know, dating is dating. You want to find. But I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Like, you want to kind of feel special, right? When someone approaches you. And so when you're in that type of environment, it kind of brings up some walls. At least for me, it does. And if you agree, guys, I just put a little one in the comment if you kind of know what I'm talking about. But let's say we at the gym, like, how should we navigate that?
Yeah, so,
you know, give us
great question, because people are like, Lamont, it's so awkward. There's this fine man at the damn gym. I want to holler. Like, I see the man at the gym.
Right.
Every time you're working out, you see the same guy. Y'all look at each other, but y'all don't talk, right? And you text your friends. You took a picture of this man and sent it to people and everything, but you have not said hello to him. It can be awkward approaching somebody in the gym, especially if they have like a routine that they have to get their particular sets in, to get their headphones on. Those are the guys you don't approach while they're working out. Like, literally, leave
Right.
those guys alone.
Okay.
If they have a routine and their headphones on, that's a sign that says, leave me the hell alone. Take it. If you want to approach a guy in the gym, catch him on the way in or the way out, on the way out. Those are your windows of opportunity.
Y'all taking notes? Y'all taking notes, y'all?
Yes.
I need y'all in the comments.
I'm telling you, those are your windows of opportunity because he got his workout in or he's coming in. He is open to have a conversation. But you got to get him wise by himself, and y'all be stalking these guys. I know y'all do. So you know his routine. You better show up at the gym at the right time, and you can be like, hey, what's up? Oh, you come here often? What did you work on today? What classes do they offer here? Where'd you get those sneakers from? You see all this stuff I'm giving you? These are pickup lines that you can use for a gym body, okay? It'll work. Not in the shower, though. Not in the bathroom.
Yeah, not in the shower, y'all. Come on now. We need a little, let's kind of keep it platonic. Just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's an instant turnoff, especially for guys, you know. And this actually brings me to my next question for me too, because let's say, you know, there's the dynamic of men being low key, being discreet. You know what I'm saying? They don't want everybody in their business. You get what I'm saying? They may not necessarily be DL, but I know there are a lot of men who may not want the attention of seeing you talking to a guy, especially if you have a guy who is quote unquote visibly gay talking to you, right? And you may still be attracted to that guy or whatever, but you know that's a whole dynamic. Like let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So if you're met, I think that kind of goes back into the self-work too, you know, for guys. But I know you may or may not know where someone is at if you're randomly approaching someone out, right? So do you think that is that something that we as a community just got to get over? Like, what are your thoughts on that, really? Like, just being like, look, man, I'm not really, like, I'm going to shut you down only because you're approaching me in public in the way that you
Keith,
are.
you're not going to like my response. You're not going to like it. And people might cuss me out, too, in the comment section. That is A-okay. That is fine. Here's the thing. You want a guy who embraces you for who you are from head to toe. If you film AF, you want a guy who says, that's what I love, that turns me on. I want someone who's visibly gay. You don't want to get in a situation where you're trying to beg guys that are not compatible for you. You don't want to try to form a relationship with someone where you are not compatible with them. Like, you're not their cup of tea, but you want to go on a date with them. All you're going to end up do is maybe just having sex, right? Or trying to change who you are for somebody else, and then eventually down the road, he's going to figure out who you are, and he's going to dump you. So don't waste your energy on guys who don't appreciate who you are and where you are in life.
Correct. I do agree with that. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's such excellent advice because one thing I'm big on is not wasting time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to waste time. I don't like to waste time. I got too much going on to be wasting any time on anybody or anything. So I love that advice for sure. Okay. So if y'all still popping in, we having a good discussion, y'all, on dating. So look, I said earlier, if you single, put a 1 in the comments. If you're gonna be booed up tomorrow for Valentine's Day, put a 2 in the comments. Just so we know who you are. You never know, you might meet the love of your life tonight. This is Love on Live with Gaye Magazine, and we got Mr. Lamont.
Thank you. Listen.
We got Lamont on the line on the live, and he's dropping some gems for us. Okay. So, we talked about the fear of rejection. Okay, I want to touch on that again. What are some practical steps like for people to kind of overcome that? You know what I'm saying? Whether it be approaching a guy out in about specifically that, or even if it be online, you know what I'm saying? What is something that what is something that you would tell a client to keep them motivated if they have been constantly rejected, or they have just got some bad luck with some guys when they
so
and all of that good stuff?
Rejection is actually a good sign. I think we have to change how we look at rejection. Rejection does not mean you're a bad person. It does not mean you're too big, you're too little, you're too masculine, you're bottom, you're top, and you're worthless. No, it does not mean that. It's simply, and I want y'all to write this down if you are watching, it simply means you are not compatible with that person. That is it. And I have dated, I'll tell my business, I've dated a lot of guys, right? And there are guys who have rejected me, and they said, oh, I'm too short, I talk too much, I work too much. But had I changed who I was just to fit, someone, are there certain things I just can't change about myself? I can't grow any taller. It's just not physically possible, right? I had to go through a lot of rejection in my dating experience so that I can meet my husband. If I had not gone through rejection, I would never have met the love of my life. So you have to let guys reject you, and you can reject guys and keep on dating. Like, don't give up. You can't say, I'm going to take 6 months off, a year. No, take a couple weeks, get a therapist, get a friend, and get back out there.
Okay. I love that. I feel that's very good to hear for someone who has been rejected and has feeling down on their luck. Okay, so I did want to know, so now we kind of talked about the art of meeting a guy out in person. You got to do the eye test and everything. Is there another way not to, to kind of approach a guy out in person, but you ain't got to stare him down and feel like you goddamn a creep or weird? Because, to be honest, I get a little queasy. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody's staring at me a little bit, and then don't let it be where I'm not attracted, where I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing. So is there another way to kind of, like, do you feel like that's misleading a little bit? Like if you do come into it as a certain situation, but then you actually want something else? Because, that's a new thing too. You try to be, everybody feel like, oh, I'm going to be your friend first, but you really secretly want to hit. So is that a thing? Like,
look,
okay,
get somebody else to do it. Listen, okay? Yeah. And I see in the comment section, someone is saying that dating is exhausting, right? Dating is literally a part-time job if you're doing it right. And you have to approach guys that you want at the bar, at the club, at the park trail, at the grocery store, at the event. You have to go pick the guys that you want instead of waiting to be picked. If you wait to get picked, any and everything in the world is going to come your way, and it does not mean they're compatible with you. So I would say, do not try to approach like, oh, I guess I want to be friends. Hell no. You don't want to go straight to the friend zone because he's going to date somebody else in your face and you're going to be mad because you said you wanted to be friends. No, you want to make your intentions known from the start. I think you're a great guy. I think you smell great. I want to get to know you more. A closed mouth does not get fed. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty?
You're right.
Are you thirsty or are you hungry?
Let them know.
It's okay to be thirsty.
Yeah, let them know.
It is, look, key.
Yeah, let them know.
It is okay to be thirsty because you will get quenched. Okay? You will get your water if you're thirsty. The people who are like, oh, I ain't pressed, they're going to stay single. You got to be pressed.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right. A closed mouth don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I just had something that came up, but I kind of forgot it. Okay, so let's talk about online, right? I feel like, the the online dating scene is just that. It's the online dating scene, right? So, and then once again, that talking about the dynamic of, I feel that there are limited spaces for guys to meet, you know, who are gay. You know what I'm saying? Unless you are out here approaching. And matter of fact, I just thought about a question. So, you know, I listen to a lot of Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey, and I think a lot of his advice for women, I feel like some men can apply. You know, there's this philosophy that he frequently talks about, and it is a man being a hunter, right? Do you feel, and this is just a thought, I just want to get your thoughts on it. Do you feel like specifically maybe in the gay community, men have maybe taken the step back from trying to hunt a little bit, in a sense, mainly because, you know, the whole dynamic of a man and, you know, trying to be in a relationship, and they're trying to figure out, you know, everybody's thinking about who's going to be the more dominant one. There's, you know, people go through so much in their head about what a relationship is supposed to look like. So do you feel like there's not enough hunting going on, where people are approaching? Or, you know, should people feel like, you know what, if someone genuinely wants me, they gonna come at me? You know, I feel like
I hear that all the time, Keith. I hear, oh, if he's interested in me, you know, he would have called me. Or if he really was feeling me, he would have made a move. My question is, did you make a move? Did you call him? I didn't say, did you text him? Did you call him? Did you schedule a time or a date to see him? And I will say there are two penises involved when two gay men are dating. Right? Most of the time, 98% of the time, there's some people who ain't got penises, but they men and they gay. But 98% of the time, there are two penises involved. And I just say that, you know, funny, but everybody likes to feel chased. Everybody likes to feel appreciated. And here's the thing. Guys will be like, oh, well, I didn't feel any chemistry. Did you flirt? Did you touch him? Did you give him a compliment?
Did you put the effort in?
Did you try to kiss him? Like, did you spark conversation? No, you wanted him to do it. No, you both had to set the environment where it's conducive for chemistry.
Okay, and now that I've seen someone in the comments, they said, well, you know, how much effort what is the signals that where you know you're putting in the effort? And I mean, I know, but let's be, you know, I want you to tell us, what are the signals where you're like, you know what, I'm giving too much effort and I'm getting too little back? Like, what are the signs of that? How long should you last? You know, some people just got to guard up sometimes. You know, I'm a very, I like to give some people the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to overdo it. You get what I'm saying? So, like, how do you gauge that? How do you, you know, make sure that you're not being, like, you're being assertive in what you're trying to do, but you're not being ran over, you're not being
So if you are the only one who's calling, if you're the only one who's setting up dates, if you're the only one who is flirting, it depends. If he's responding positively every time, like you plan a date, he shows up, you call, he answers, you initiate something, he responds, keep doing that. At the same time, I want y'all to hear me, keep doing it. Same time, you say, you know what? I love spending time with you. I would love for you to plan something for us. I would love to see what you would like to do. It would make me feel special. Right? So you're still scheduling stuff, but you're making sure your needs are met as well by saying, bruh, basically, I need you to step up in a gentle way of saying, hey, I would love it if you called me more often. I think I would love for you to randomly call me, period. I didn't say I'm the only one calling you.
Don't come at it with
confrontation. I want you to say, I would love for you to call me some more. Or, I love it when you hug me. I miss you hugging me. You smell so great. I can't wait until you, I guess You stroke that ego of the man. Too many times we have our own ego, our own pride, and we feel like it belittles us if we say we need some type of affection or attention from the guy that we want to be with. And most gay men have not been taught how to date other men. So we're learning it at the same time, which is why I do dating coaching with guys individually, because I teach them how to date. No one taught us how to do this.
Yeah. It's hard out here in these streets. I see some more people came in the room. So again, I'm Kate Keith. I'm the editor-in-chief of Gaye. I am with Lamont, the gay dating coach, and he up here dropping gems, y'all. If you single in the comments, put a 1. If you're going to be booed up tomorrow for Valentine's Day, you lucky, lucky man, go ahead and put 2 in the comments. So so we know who you are. You never know, you might find your bae or your husband in the comments. Okay, so going back to what you were saying, and I like that because it's kind of bringing me back to a word that I always just tell myself is just being very intentional about everything that you do. And so when you are intentional in dating, you get what I'm saying? And you would easily spot the red flag of when you're saying like, hey, I would love to go out more. If they bring up that wall, if you immediately got like a negative reaction, if they seem nonchalant, that's it right there. I think that's the cue. Would I be right in saying that?
Thank you for bringing that, because here's the thing. Most relationships don't last, or I'm sorry, don't form into a relationship because you don't handle conflict appropriately and it's not consistent. So just like the guy, if he responded negatively, I would say, well, what is that about? I would say, do you not want to spend time with me? Do you want to see other people? Are you uncomfortable with me calling you? Tell me what's going on. He might say, you know what, Keith? I work during the daytime, so I'm busy. You can't call me during the daytime. You know, a quick text is all I can do. I can call you after 6. But you might be in your feelings. You're like, I didn't call you for lunch and you didn't answer. Handle conflict appropriately and talk about the elephants in the room. And then, one, that will help you all to handle any weird moments that come up or address, you know, things that either one of you might have done wrong. But you also teach each other how to handle and communicate effectively when you have issues later on.
Right. And I think that is so key of what you said, because I mean, I hear my friends talk about it all the time, you know, because they've been doing a lot more dating than I have, of course. But the how easily confrontational those type of conversations can get. And it kind of brings me back to, if you genuinely like somebody, right, you're gonna always want to be kind. You get what I'm saying? You want to just bring a positive vibe to the situation at all times, because I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I like you. I think you're attractive, right? So I'm always like, I'm gonna approach you with care, right? And so when you're so fixed in your element of being mad about a situation, or you're in your head, I think that is what really starts the conflict, and it turns people off, you know? What do you think about that? You know, just kind of
listen, Chow. Anyhow, I'm sorry to call you Chow, but I get excited. I'm talking to myself, okay? Because my husband will tell you there are times I need to be like, you know what? I need to go walk around the block. I need a moment.
Yeah.
Can I call you back? Because I might get in my feelings, my insecurities. I might want to pop off because I'm a yeller, if you can't tell, right? So I have to check myself. So I do what I need to do as far as taking a walk, calling a friend, and then saying, let's talk about this now. Because I'm level-headed now and I can have the conversation, because 2 minutes ago I was pissed and I couldn't have that conversation. So it's practice in knowing who you are and being self-aware about what triggers you. And here's the thing. If you ultimately want the relationship to work, you got to do some work on yourself so that you can show up the right way in a relationship.
Yeah. Okay, now that you spoke on that. Okay, so let's talk about this self-work, okay? how long should somebody be getting themselves together? You know what I'm saying? Well, the self-work, because let's say there's this dynamic of you got somebody who's clearly interested, right? And maybe they want to work through, they really want to grow with, you know, even with you through your bad time. You know, is that toxic? Is that bad to want to do? Is that bad to receive that if you are in a space where, you know, like, I'm not really there, but I do like you, but I feel like I'm a, you know, you don't ever want to bench anybody. That's what I call it. I call it benching. And I feel like a lot of men do that. They bench warm you, they put you on the back burner and stuff like that, because they know it's something there, but they may be so in their head where it's like, I ain't ready for you yet. So how do you kind of work past that? Is that something where, when it comes to the self-work, should I really try to get the self-work together? But what if I'm not ready until technically 2 years later? You know what I'm saying? That's too long. Like, I mean, what is a time frame? You know, is it like, back to my question, is it toxic to still want to be with somebody who's, you know,
well, here's what I will say, Keith, is that if we're honest, all 116 people who are watching, if we're honest, we all have toxic traits. We all have things that we're working on, whether it's anger, depression, anxiety, physical, like health, whether it's finances, spirituality, coming out of the closet. You see all those lists, that long list? We all got some stuff we got to work on. It's about being aware of those things. Like you saying, I know I need to work on my finances. I know I need to work on my mental health. Well, what are you doing about it? Are you going to a therapist? Are you going to the gym? Are you in a financial workshop class? If you're not, don't date. If you're not addressing it, don't date. Like, don't date. Like, focus on yourself and go to therapy, go to the gym, go do what you go talk to the pastor, go talk to God. Take a few months, work on yourself. In rare cases, I say rare cases, Keith, it should take you 2 years to feel like you're dateable. Unless you're dealing with like some type of recovery, like with drugs, alcohol, mental health, then that might make sense. And you're like, let me get my medication together, let me go to rehab. Take your time. That should be priority.
Right. Okay. I understand that. I definitely get that. Thank you for shedding some light on that. I see y'all giving it. We got a couple questions, but I'm gonna wait till I still got some things I want to get to. All right. So let's talk about back to online dating. Okay. So my first question. Okay. So there's limited apps. Let's say that. There's limited apps and of where you can get on and feel that there is people who are being intentional on dating, right? And let's say your only, resort is an app that's considered a hookup site, right? What would be, should you even consider it? One. And then two, if you do consider it, how should you navigate talking to men on those type of apps to weed out the
Great question. And I'm about to give you some advice that people pay me to tell them. I'm a dating coach. People meet with me one-on-one, and they're like, Lamont, I want to use the apps to find love. So I think it is possible for you to find the love of your life on a dating app. It is possible.
Okay.
It is possible because people have done it. It's all about doing it the right way or the most effective way, right? So that means, people in the comment section, we need to see pictures of your face. Like your face, like your current face, like within the last 3 to 6 months. Current, no blurry pictures, no like football, like when you were in high school. No, like 3 to 6 months, we need to see head to toe. We need to see pictures of you smiling. We need to see what your life looks like on a dating app, right? So that means you got to come out of the closet. Listen, you have to be public about looking for love on a dating app. And here's my thing, Keith. There's nothing wrong with saying I'm single and I'm looking for love. What is the worst thing that can happen if people say, oh, Keith, I know you're single and you're looking for love? There's no shame in them. So it's the same thing on dating apps. Go ahead and put your face picture out there that are current, that show what your life looks like. If you like hiking, I want to see a picture of you hiking. Fill the entire profile out, like the whole damn thing. Like your weight, your age, your height, your sexual position. Fill that profile out. Also, write what you're looking for. Oh, I'm looking for a guy who is sensitive, confident, all that. You do the picking. You pick guys in the app that you want to date. Okay? I get it. There are some cities that this is not a good fit, right? So if you're a teacher or a principal, you can't be on the app because the parents are going to get you fired. So you need to hire a matchmaker.
Yeah. That part. Yeah, and I totally agree with that, because that's a whole nother conversation. So, and then too, I do want to put a gem in there. Sometimes you definitely can't talk to nobody when you read the page.
No one's talking to a damn wall. We are not talking to a wall.
Okay. And you can't have no nasty usernames.
You can put your first name. You can put something clever. If you want to use the app for a hookup, have at it. I think have at it. Get a separate account. If you want to date, I'm telling you, try it for a month. People are watching. Try it for a month. All my dating coaching clients who have done this, they're on dates. They're like, Lamont, I should have tried this shit years ago. They're on dates.
Yeah. I like that. Okay, well, that's some good online dating tips, y'all. You know, that's what we got some gems from Lamont here. Okay, so we got through the online dating and we got through, meeting a guy in person. Okay, so let's say you finally meet somebody, you like them, and all of that good stuff. So what are the signs that shows, like, you know what? You really like me. You know what I'm saying? You are serious, specifically among gay men. You know what I'm saying? What are some good things that people should be on the lookout for?
I will say I have my opinions. However, and this is what most guys don't do, Keith, is they don't write down what they need to see before they commit. Like, when you're dating someone, you should have, like, literally write down 5 things that you need to see while you're dating. And it could be that you need to meet his family. It could be you need to go to church with him. It could be you want to meet his friends. It could be a kiss. It could be he planned a date. It could be he shared something that was vulnerable with you. That's going to let you know that this is a good match for you. You should have a list that guides you to tell you this is what I need for this to go to the next level. Hell no, you are not seeing the man's tax return unless you all are going to rent or buy property together. Here's the thing. You don't need to see the man's tax return. All you have to do is listen how he talks about money. Don't look at what he buys, because people stunt. Okay? Listen to how he talks about money. If he's like, he's struggling all the time, he's talking about it way too much, that means there's some financial trouble there.
Yeah. For sure, definitely. And yeah, I think that's good. It's really, I feel like for me, I can easily see it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, also I did want to touch on this. Is it bad to say that I immediately know what I want from somebody as soon as I meet them? Whether, and a little more context, meaning like, I know if I want to take you serious and maybe really date you. I know if I just want to do, you know what I'm saying? How is that bad to do all the time? I want to know. and then, just how do you navigate not putting up a wall? Well, is it bad to say, like, if you're not, well, I'm not
say it, King. Yeah.
If you're initially attracted, you already know if you're initially attracted. But let's say, there's so many people that's like, they may want their guy to be certain that. How do you tell, what is the advice you would give someone to kind of give somebody a chance who may not be their full-on desire?
Well, here's the thing. I think you should have a core of what you want. Like, if health is a big core value of yours, then you want your partner to display that. If spirituality is a core value, if travel is, like, you should have these core values that say, this is what I want. Question your core values, though. Where did you get those from? Like, is it healthy? Okay. Is it toxic? Is it helping you find love? Because if you're like, oh, I can only date a millionaire, like I saw somebody in the comment section, you are limiting yourself to less than 1% of the population. And then when you add gay men to that, it's even smaller. So you're literally limiting your options, right? So I would challenge that thinking, right? I also think that the more open you are about dating different types of guys, you will be pleasantly surprised that you may find a guy attractive, intriguing, and compatible if you give them a try.
Okay, I like that. Now, let's talk about some couples questions. So, if you're in a relationship now, you're doing stuff for Valentine's Day. What would be maybe like a good gift? What would be some, something that kind of step out of the box? Let's give an answer of maybe the couple who is just a normal average couple, and then let's give it a couple who are maybe more financially, well off, and it just seems like they've gotten everything. What would be, is there a separation in answers? And what would be some good thoughts or gifts?
Yeah, so when it comes to gift giving, I feel like you cannot wait, and sometimes I'm guilty of this, you cannot wait to the day of, the day before, the week of to go ahead and get that gift. All year, whether it's Valentine's Day, birthday, Christmas, you should be listening to what will make your partner smile when you open up. I will give you a prime example. My husband and I, we do really well financially, right? And we buy each other gifts. This Christmas, I bought him and it's so random. You ever go to Waffle House and they have those little irons that press down like the meat?
You mean the
It's like a weight that goes on the meat on the grill.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a kitchen item that costs $15. Okay. Literally. And I bought that for my husband for Christmas. He almost started crying.
Aww.
Now, mind you, the thing I spent more money on, I'm not gonna say how much. It was like, oh, this is nice. But the griddle press, it cost $15, $20. He almost started boohoo crying.
He wanted that. Oh, the George Foreman? Is that what it is?
No, it's a grill press. It's a grill press. Okay. It's a grill press. Okay. Thank you, Inca. Yes, a grill press. But like, you have to pay. So here's the thing. Couples are listening. A lot of reasons why. Well, I can't even talk. One of the reasons why couples actually don't stay together is because they don't pay attention to each other. Like, they grow apart instead of paying attention to each other about what is going to make them smile, what's going to make hurt their feelings. You have to stay in tune with your partner so that you can always make them feel special.
Yeah, I heard that a relationship is literally another full-time job.
Oh, yes.
And so sometimes, and I'm not gonna lie, just to think of it in that way, I feel like, for me, I get a little anxiety about it, because it's like, especially if you are a guy who, has a lot going on for himself, you know what I'm saying? And so just to bring on that extra load, it's kind of like, it's another task in a way, but it's not, because you actually like the person, you get what I'm saying? So, I guess, how would you coach a couple
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that they kind of really pay attention to that, and I guess give grace? And where is the line of like, you know what, it should be done because y'all not even putting the effort?
So couples, listen, and people who want to get in a relationship.
Yeah.
Your first ministry is yourself. Make sure you are your best self. Go to the gym, eat, take care of your health, all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your second is your partner. I didn't say that job. I didn't say that job. I did not say that job. Okay?
Right.
It is your partner, right? That is the person that you're like investing in, you're sowing in. And sometimes couples do a good job at it. Other times you don't. You might say, I put this career first, or I put the kids first, or I put something else first. No, put you first, and then your partner, and then everything else will fall in line. And that may mean scheduling date nights. That may mean taking a different job. That may mean changing your work schedule. That may mean changing life and intentionally sacrificing so that you can support your relationship.
Yeah, and I think, and like I said, you got to be intentional about it. You really do. You know, it can't just be an off the whim thing. Like you think about it today, maybe tomorrow. You know,
and it's willing. And I'll clarify, because some people think you should be obedient or subservient to your partner. Hell no. I feel like you should willingly say, I want to sacrifice this for the betterment of my relationship. Mm-hmm. So my partner, my husband, does not have to ask me for this. I volunteer and say, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. I like that. Oh, it's not, but you know what? Is it bad to say it's easier said than done? You know, it's easier said than done.
Hella hard. It is hella hard. It is. I'll give you an example. So my husband and I, we have 2 young men. Mm-hmm. Years ago, his sister passed away, so we became guardians of them while they were in middle school and high school, right? Mm-hmm. So we've had them probably for about like 8 years, watched them grow up. I had to sacrifice. Yes. There are things that I had to change about my schedule, my life, my career, my goals, so that we can make a family and have it to work. Right. Hella hard. I did not want to do some of this stuff, right? But I did it, and I'm so it's worth the reward, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Okay. So I just got some little quick questions. I may go over time. Hopefully, it don't go over an hour.
We'll be here all night. I'm telling you, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
I hope it doesn't cut off or nothing, but I think we should be fine. Okay. So, for couples, I heard of this thing. I'm going to get to that in a second. Okay. So what do you think about the person who is in transition of coming out? That's the best way to work. Not necessarily DL, but is like in that gray area type of thing. Is it bad? And I mean, let's say they just, like, when they're with you, you know how that dynamic go. They're with you, it's this, that. They may be showing all the signs of a good partner, but it's that, you know, and it may not even be so limiting in the way that you may think of going out in the way, but it's like they're not out to their parents, they're not out to certain people. It's kind of, it just hinders some things, but they are a great person. Should that totally be off the table? Or is there any qualities where you can work through that with someone? Because, I mean, I like to be realistic that there are guys who may be in that situation of being afraid to come out. Should we look, bro, you need to get yourself together first? Or is it even possible to kind of work with somebody and help them? And if they find, solace in you and helping that, could it be something? Could it not?
So here's one of the things that we as gay men, particularly as Black gay men, that it's another struggle that we have to overcome. Straight folks, they don't have to come out the closet.
Exactly.
Straight folks can't be fired for being gay.
Correct. Yeah.
They don't get beat up or attacked on the street because they're gay. I have so many friends who are principals, who are in education, and they literally cannot be out.
Yeah.
Because they will get fired, right? So I totally get it. And as gay,
change, you know, with different people.
Different types of jobs, circumstances change. And unfortunately, as gay men, we are always coming out of the closet.
Yeah.
You will, until you die. Like every room you go into, you're like, oh, do I have to have the gay conversation, right? Yes, I'm gay. Yes, I'm gay.
Yeah.
And there are consequences that come with that. So I totally get it. I feel like as a gay man who's in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, there is a level of environment that you have to exist. You have to create. There's a network of supportive friends that you have to establish so that you can be out, fully out of the closet. There are conversations that you have to have with your parents,
yeah,
with your siblings, with your nephews, your nieces, about who you are. You take the time to have those types of conversations. I would never recommend, I'm gonna say this, y'all cuss me out, whatever. I would never recommend dating a guy and taking him seriously if he has not come out to his family.
Okay.
And he should not come out for you. He needs to do that shit before, excuse my language, he needs to do that before you come into the picture. He has to set the environment in the room, in the space for people to be respectful when you walk into the room.
Right.
It is not your job to teach their parents, their family members, how to treat you as a gay man. It's his job to set that stuff up before you come into the room.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you for touching on that. Okay. I do want to ask, what do you think about the 90-day rule and waiting on sex? Because you know what it is, you know, people like to test the package out before, you know, it even lands on the doorstep because they don't even want to waste their time. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not good, if it's not hitting, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how, you know, I've just been hearing in conversation. So, and I know that could really be a thing. So do you think, is there an appropriate time for you to wait? Is it okay to do it on the first date? What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm telling you, I know this, I'm a different breed of a dating coach, okay? My husband and I, we had sex on the first night of our date. Okay. Right? We've been together almost 10 years. I've known him, though, for almost 15 years, though, right? Yeah. But together almost 10 years, we're married. But at the time, I had a different understanding of what sex was, right? You have to figure out what is your relationship with sex. For you, does sex mean it's casual or is it something a little bit more intimate? And for you, if sex is more intimate, then you should wait. You should wait until you say, hey, we're in a committed relationship, or hey, we went and got tested for, you know, STIs, HIV, or we're ready to take the condoms off, you know, all that type of stuff.
Right.
You need to figure out what is your relationship with sex. Some people can have casual sex and it not impact the rest of the relationship. But if you can't be self-aware enough about who you are, then take a step back, answer that question, and then you already have your answer.
I love that. I think that's such great advice for you to really come to the table like, you know what? It's more sacred for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I'm just like, look, I'm cool, you know, either way it goes, I'm on a vibe right now, you know how to do. So, you know, I get that. So I think that's really good. And then, okay. And then
but I'll say this though, Keith.
Yeah.
Don't confuse y'all had sex and y'all in a relationship. Yeah. No, y'all still dating.
Yeah. You in that phase. Okay. And so, and then matter of fact, now that you said that, I was just going to ask the lust versus love thing, you know, I think it's such a cliche little phrase people use, like you're lusting in love. I really want to really kind of unpack that just a little bit, because it's so easy to kind of fall in the trap of like y'all just having good sex, and it's eventually, hopefully, one day going to be something more. So, you know, how should people, again, navigate that? Would that just go back to your original advice on just understanding that, or whatever, how should that happen?
So I hope my husband always lusts after me. Okay, I want him to lust until the day he dies. He's 100, right?
Yes.
Lust. It goes back to the point that I talked about. If you're going to date, you should you should write down what are your core values in a relationship. What are you looking for in a relationship? Let that guide you to say, I want to move to the next level. Don't let the D or the cakes determine where you want to go. Sex, if you can find great sex anywhere, okay? You should really focus on, am I meeting the family? Is he healthy? When I leave his presence, does he make me feel good? If every time you leave him, you feel weird, awkward, shameful, that's not the guy you want to be with.
Okay, I love that. Okay, now before I want to ask some more questions about, you know, your work and how we can really tap into what you do, I did want to go through some questions real quick. Okay, so I see someone, what are the best ways to handle dating long distance? Let me try to bring that up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Dating long distance is, I think more people should date long distance, okay? Especially like if you live in a small city, I think you definitely should look at other cities where you try to talk to guys. We live in a global, like, connection. It's global. Like, get on a plane, get in a car, go see somebody. Here's the thing. You have to video chat often. You have to talk on the phone often. You should reduce the amount of times you use text messaging, right? Also, you should try to see each other at least twice a month.
Okay.
We can work from home, a lot of people. Go spend the week with him. He comes with you. And then after like 6 or 8 months, there needs to be a conversation about who's moving.
Right. Yeah, for sure. And I love that. I love that. And I feel like so many people shy away from the long distance thing. You know what I'm saying? But I really feels like it goes back to like are you intentional about who you're even talking to? Like if you're talking to somebody and you're not even on that level of even trying to get to a serious point, then you shouldn't even waste your time on long distance because it's going to feel like hell. But if it's someone you genuinely want to be with and you have a genuine interest in, I think, why not? You know what I'm saying? So I really agree with that. Okay, great question, y'all. Thank y'all for that. Maybe like 2 more. How did you find your husband? And where should I go to find men looking for a long-term relationship?
So I actually knew my husband. He was a friend of a friend, and at the time he had a boyfriend, so I didn't even try to holler. I didn't even try to holler, and I really didn't even notice him. Like it was kind of like, oh, that's art. It wasn't until years later I bumped into him out and about, and I looked at him a little differently. And he is not the typical guy that I would date. I step outside of my box, and I appreciate him for who he is. So I initiated the conversation. I shot my shot, okay? So, again, you got to approach guys. And I think your other part of the question is, like, where do you meet guys who are interested in long-term relationships? There's no particular place because guys are all over the place. It's really about you putting yourself in places where you can meet single guys. So that means going to the bar, going to the club, going to a gay church, going to a gay football league, volunteering at a gay organization where there are gay men who are single.
Okay, now here's my backup question to that, because that was actually another question. what if you are a man who isn't typically in gay spaces all the time? You get what I'm saying? I mean, is what it sounds like you're telling me is for you to be intentional on finding the space so that you can, but let's just say that may not be your thing. Let's say you may not even have fun at a gay bar, so why would I even go to meet a guy? You get what I'm saying? Because that whole thing. So that's why I wanted to know the art of meeting a guy, you know, out. So should all guys just be intentional, whether you are just not in gay spaces all the time, to just go seek it out?
Listen, God, Amazon, FedEx is not going to drop a man on your doorstep. You can't sit at home and expect a man to show up at your door and say, I'm compatible, you like me, all that stuff. No. Unless you hire a matchmaker, like a matchmaker to go find a guy for you, which I do matchmaking for gay men, it comes with a price though, right? Unless you're going to hire a matchmaker, you have to put yourself in spaces where there are eligible gay men. Or you can go to sports bars and try to pick up guys there. The only challenge with that is they may be straight, and you may be putting yourself in harm's way trying to flirt with straight men. Like, so guys are like, I don't want to go to gay spaces. Okay, don't go to a bar. Go to a gay football league. There are gay basketball leagues. There are gay organizations where you can volunteer. If you want to find a gay man, you got to be around gay men.
That's right. You're right. Okay. I like that. Great one. And maybe one more question, y'all. We did them too. Okay. That's another thing. I like this question. Not putting your eggs in one basket and dating, I guess, multiple people. And for me, I don't like that. I don't date multiple people because, one, I don't have the time to really fully invest, you know, multiple. But then, you know, I just feel like it just becomes a competition. And I don't like that, you know? So what would you say to dating multiple people? Are you like, you know, is there a healthy way of doing it, or, you know?
So, you know, Keith, dating does not mean you're having sex.
Okay. That's a good start. I like that.
And I think dating is an umbrella term. Dating means you are getting to know someone while creating good memories together. That's it. Creating good memories, getting to know the person. It does not mean you're staying over each other's house, you're buying each other gifts, you're having sex. No. Dating also is a journey. The more you date, the more you figure out what is compatible for you. You learn, okay, maybe I can date someone who is super organized. Or maybe I can date someone who is long distance. Date more than one person at a time, because that'll help you not to make that person your whole priority, right? So he's not giving you attention, but this other guy is different, and he has different qualities, and he shows up differently. So you get to pick which one you actually want to settle down. So I say date maybe one or two guys consecutively for maybe 2 or 3 months. And then piss or get off the pot, as my mother says. Pick someone that you want to stay with.
Okay. I like that. This was so good. We got some good gems. I see the people are commenting. We are in, we live, we doing it. I really want to really tap in on what you do, because I have been tuned into the show, especially on Wednesdays. I'll pop in every now and then, and I'll see y'all having a good conversation on some matchmaking and stuff like that. But I really want people, because I just find it honestly very fascinating, the fact that you have a matchmaking service, because honestly, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of anyone else doing something like that. and you seem to have a lot of people following and connected. So I feel like, you would have a really great, I think I read that you had like 5,000 people in your network that you can tap into the database. I think that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Just for lack of a better term. Like, thank you for that. Because you hear it among the straight people all the time. They have that type of service. And I know that there are men who are out here who are looking, who are eligible bachelors, who may be affluent and may want to, or may not even be in the spaces all the time and just want to have a way to tap into finding somebody. You get what I'm saying? So please share with us, just the ins and outs of how your service works. And what can people expect, once they get signed up and stuff like that?
Right. So, Keith, first I'll say I love what you all have done this past weekend, like these last few days of highlighting couples and the nuances of their relationships. Because, there is a huge misconception, a lie, that all gay men or people of LGBTQ community are promiscuous. I can't say it, promiscuous, that we just want to have sex, that we are angry. That is a lie. There are tons of gay men in healthy relationships. There are tons of gay men who are married. I've even helped a few of them get married, like through my matchmaking service. So, I thought I was going to be a preacher growing up. God said no.
You're giving the word. I love it.
He said you could do a different type of ministry, and that is teaching gay men how to date, like teaching gay men to be their authentic selves, but also introducing gay men to each other who are genuinely interested in finding somebody. So I have a matchmaking company where I work with gay men all over the United States in every city. They tell me what they want. I send them on amazing dates. I even stay with them as long as they're dating one of the guys I send them on a date with. Okay. So, like, you get me, you're stuck with me, because I make sure my couples stay in a relationship. The name of my service is Better Way to Meet. You just go to betterwaytomeet.com. But also, I do dating coaching, one-on-one. I do couples counseling. And I host this crazy show on Wednesday night where I can see some of the regulars. Yeah. I see Sharif, Joey, Novembra's. I see a whole bunch of people in the comment section. Jerome, I see him over there. Every Wednesday, I invite anyone who's in the LGBTQ plus community, any race, any age. They come on the show with me. Yeah. I ask them some crazy ass questions. And they actually find love. And some people find love in the comment section as well.
Yes. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. And y'all should definitely be following Lamont if you're not already. Go ahead and watch some of the episodes that he has on the page. I think don't you have some on YouTube too?
So what I do is, and I will tell you as a secret for people who are watching, when you reshare lives, Instagram, they get rid of the comments, like they remove them. Yeah. I screen record, and I post the videos on my YouTube channel, because half the show, Keith, is the comments section. Okay. Because they are shady AF, they're messy, they're hilarious every week. Okay.
It keeps people engaged.
Yes.
Someone said I met my IG bay in the comment section. Oh.
Yes. And they send me pictures where they on dates. And then my DM talking about, oh, we're at this candlelit dinner. I'm like, now listen, if you steal your liver, don't blame me. Yeah. Okay.
Steal your liver. Okay. Well, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that is so cool for you to have, and I think people should definitely tap in. I think it's so cool. And hell, I would love to see it on camera. You know what I'm saying? I would love that. So we got to talk, because I got some things in the works, and that's the mode I'm in right now. Is just really producing more original content for the page. You know what I'm saying? And just really tapping in more into the community and stuff like that. So yeah, this is not going to be our first and last time. And hell, and like I said, we talked earlier, I definitely would love to host something with you, and we can get the people out and finding love and having a good time. So I think that'll be dope.
look, let me know, Keith, because we have a whole community of families of LGBTQ families to build. And I think we just need guidance. And I love that I'm a little different. I understand that. But I like to embrace people for being their authentic selves. So you bring it and we make it happen.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if we good, I'm all wrapped up. I think that's good. Remember, y'all, to check out Lamont. Go to his page. Please follow. Show him some love. Watch the episodes. Sign up to his matchmaking services. You can fill out. I think it's a form on your website, right?
Yeah.
That people can fill out.
You just pick a package, schedule time, and you get to meet with me. Not anybody else. You meet with me.
Okay. I love that. And and then before I leave, I do want to just give some more love to our sponsor tonight, MISTR. They have been so gracious in helping us put on this series for you guys and just showing the couples. So please follow them, show them some love as well. You can sign up at heymister.com, and they do give free STI testing and prep whether you have insurance or not. So please check them out. Thank you, Lamont. I really do.
No.
Thank you for just being so willing to let's hop on. You know what I'm saying? Because I really, really appreciate that. I love when people move for me in the way that I would move for them. So thank you.
No, look, I take my hats off to you all. Your channel is awesome. Keep it up, and definitely we'll collaborate soon.
We will. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And let's all the single people, keep your chin up. Keep your chin up, y'all.
I got a video for y'all tomorrow. I got a video for the single people tomorrow. I got you.
Awesome. Well, you have a good night, Lamont, and I wish you and your husband well. We definitely got to meet. Oh, you're in Atlanta too, right? Yeah, yes. So I'm in Atlanta too. So yeah, we can be out and about. And happy belated birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. Aquarius season.
I hope you had a good time.
Way too much. That's
good. All right, well, I will let you go, and you have a good one, okay?
All right, good night,
Keith. I really appreciate y'all. Subscribe. Go to the website. Thank you.
Good night.
All right, good night.